Alright, so here is the first official walk around of the truck. It's got a 4-inch Fabtech lift, and that comes with the new knuckle, new upper control arm, and a small spacer right above the shock. And I am extremely happy with this lift. It rides great. I would actually almost say it's better than it was stock, honestly. It just feels smoother over the bumps and doesn't feel like it's gonna try to throw you, and it's not super rough. And then these are a 295 by 70 R18 Cooper STT Pro, and that is about a 34 by 12 inch tire with an 18 by 9 fuel hostage rim. It is a +1 offset, which is about, I think it's 5-inch back spacing. And with that, in reverse, it does rub right here. Like especially if you're going on like a hill, like backing out of my driveway or something, it does rub right there. And we also had this mount cut, welded, and repainted right there. So it did rub, and it stuck out to about here, I think, and we cut that off and re-welded it. And all the tires and mounting and balancing and lift kit was all done by Arkansas Direct Auto in Conway. They did amazing work, and I'm super pleased with them. Then these are a custom retrofit headlight. It has a Morimoto 4.0 D2S 4.0 projector lens in it, with the Apollo 3.0 shroud and halos. And the halos do change colors. Here, I'll turn those on. I have it set up where whenever the truck's on, it will have that halo ring right there. And it's probably flashing in the video but that's just because the video usually doesn't do well with LEDs. And then but it is not actually flashing. And I'll try to, hopefully it'll kind of show what it looks like. And with that, I've got an Osram 5500 bulb in it. And then I've got VLEDs, 6K LED fog lights, and those are really bright. And all these lights make it way better than stock on the driving at night, and especially like at hunting camp and stuff where your visibility is already really limited. And then these Fender Flares just came with the truck from Toyota, and then it also came with the side step right there. With that Fabtech lift, it comes with a 1-inch rear block, and you can see where it says, right there under the leaf spring is where that where that spacer is. I'm sorry. And then it also came with a Fabtech Stealth Series shock. That was the upgrade over there, Performance Series, or I think that's what they said it was. There's two series for the rear shock, possibly a third. That would be an actual internal bypass and stuff. But I went with whatever the second level up was, because I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna abuse this truck off-road or anything, so I don't need any kind of reservoir shocks or anything like that. And with these rims, this came with a silver end cap, and I thought it'd look kind of cool to have a black metal end cap on the end of it, just because it kind of goes off the mostly black rim and just a little bit of chrome on it. And I've also got this Undercover Flex bed cover, and I love it. This is my little shovel for when I need it. It flips up really easily. Then when you actually get up here, on the third flip up, you can, or on the second flip, you can lock it down with this little strap right here. And there's another one on the other side. Or you can pull it up one more time, and it has these little things right here. And those are on both sides. And those are really nice to have because you can still hold all but about, I mean, I don't even know if that's not even 6 inches, probably 4 or 5 inches of bed space that it's even taken up when it's folded up completely. And it's not even close to hitting your actual cab, which I looked at the backflip G2 cover as well, but I didn't like how it was with that cover. It literally was resting, put this little thing down, it was resting against the cab, and I didn't really like that, and I didn't really want it hitting when there's no reason for it to with this. And this one was cheaper, and I installed all that, just me and my dad installed that by ourselves basically. And if y'all follow my Instagram, I did have at one point a Arkansas Direct Auto sticker back there. It fell off and got kind of crinkled up and got dirt all in it, so that is no longer on there. It was on my bed cover right next to the Toyota Overlanders Instagram page, and I'm about to get a hashtag Tundra lifestyle one because they shipped those to me free and kind of just basically gave it to me, so I might as well put them on there. And then I also have here a little, it's just basically a trailer hitch, which it was upside down, which is I guess I got a little bit high centered or something on it, and actually I know exactly where I did that, and I have pictures on my Instagram of that. And but I have this little, this is rated at 11,000 pounds right there, it says, and this is rated at like just over that, I think, maybe like 12 or 1300, and say 3/4 inch D-ring shackle from Lowe's. Then I had this rubber laying around, and I just zip tied it there so it's not banging around as much. And then I just put a little thing of duct tape right here, so when it swings around it's not scraping up the actual hitch. And then when I'm actually towing, I use a different hitch. But this was an SR5, which means it came with it's a 2015 SR5, so it had chrome all around here, then a black thing with just the Toyota symbol that was in chrome. And I took that off, got a new black hood bulge and a new TRD Pro grill, and I also had all the bumpers pulled off, and I originally had them all painted, and I'm sorry, I originally had them all powder coated, and when they got them back to the shop, I was on vacation, and they called me and said, look, it looks awful, there's bubbles all through it, so we're not going to charge you for whatever they're going to try to charge you for powder coating, and we're going to strip all that off and paint it. And so I'm like, go for it. And it matches almost exactly, like I cannot tell a difference with that at all. And the other thing, to fit these tires, I'm sorry I didn't mention this earlier, there is I'll go on this side to make sure that light's not in the way. There is a 3/4 of an inch spacer for the bumper, and they said it wouldn't have rubbed if I'd gotten a 1-inch spacer, but they said at Direct Auto, don't do it because it's already running out of threads kind of, and we don't want it to be anywhere close to, you know, having your bumper fall off. So honestly, I think it looks better sticking out a little bit further, with the bumper sticking out a little bit further than the grill. And the only place you really even notice like is right here at this plastic, because this was almost lined up, and now it's got about an inch of space between there. And I'm not running any spacers. I just wanted to add that as well, because I'm sure somebody will ask. And then for the interior, I'll just go in on this side just because I've got you're dealing with the light and everything else over there. The Weathertech mats all came with it about November of last year. It is now September of 2017, and in November of hold on just a second. Sorry. In November of 2016, I had all of these factory seats taken out, and they were factory cloth, and then I had them cut that off and put these black catskin seats on, and they did a special kind of leather from them where it goes perforated until here and only the middle section and then down. The only ones I could find online were where it had sections here and here, but it did not have this, and that's kind of like a little bit of a special thing. And then I also, for the front, had these heaters installed right here that we kind of talked about a few different places, but as I said in the last video, I just got a new video editor that I'm trying to try out, and so I'll start working on a intro video pretty soon. So y'all let me know if y'all liked the old one, or if it was too long, which I was kind of, my thought was it was already kind of long anyway, so it needed to be redone. And of course now I've got the truck done and the Jeep done and all of that. But alright, so the memory on the GoPro card got full, so now I'm on the phone. And one last thing I was going to say is I think these are the differential drops, and they don't stick it out any lower than the actual control arms, and honestly, for what I'm doing, I don't think I'm going to have any problems with it. And they also removed this skid plate right here. So if any of y'all have a skid, or know of a skid plate that'll work with a 4-inch lift, just leave a comment and say what you think about it. And but with this 4-inch lift, they did not have to cut out the cross members like you do in a lot of other ones. And I'm pretty sure not Fabtech, this one's a Fabtech, and I'm pretty sure with Pro Comp they make a 4-inch lift, but you cut out the whole cross member, and then they have a new skid plate on it. But I don't know if that would work because it's still kind of the same stock height. But I'm not off-roading this thing super hard or anything like that, but it would be nice to have a skid plate. And this is now hanging loose, I see. Looks like there's a tab missing in the middle, looks like. But yeah, make sure you can see that. But the others have tabs on it, and this one in the middle doesn't, so it's kind of flopping down. But if any of y'all have any kind of good skid plate, I mean, the stock one for me was fine, but honestly, if there was a thicker one out there that would work with this lift, that would be fantastic. Just a little extra protection, a little bit more strong and not gonna bend up, because I did have a small bend in the other one from where I had to drive over some limbs and stumps and stuff, and it kind of dented it up a little bit in the middle. So just leave a comment, and this is Arkansas Mud Kings, and if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be coming out with all sorts of new stuff with this truck and with the Jeep, and with the other Jeeps, and with I think we got the Ford now. And the Ford's probably about to get some work done to it pretty soon. So be sure to stay tuned, and like and subscribe. Alright, I'm sorry, one thing I forgot. I know I never knew, and nobody really says much about it on the forums, but this is what a +1 offset on a 9-inch rim looks like with Fender Flares. And it is, try to back up a little bit, it is slightly inside the Fender Flares. With the actual tread is actually inside the Fender Flares, but the side wall is actually sticking out in the front. And then in the back, it is about the same, just barely sticking out. And so that way you're not slinging as many rocks and as much mud all over the side of your truck when you're off the road a little bit. And I think it ended up perfect. There's always going to be something else you can do, but I think for the time being I'm pretty much done. So not many people do. I was between a 3.5-inch zone lift and a 4-inch Fabtech lift, and the thing that kind of sold me on the zone was or on the Fabtech, I'm sorry, away from the zone, was the new control arm. You can replace this bearing instead of having to replace the entire control arm when it goes out. And this is not a uniball, this is a I forget what the other one is called, but there's a uniball, and that's more of like a racing driven one. And this one I think is called wow, I cannot think of it. I'll comment in the, or I'll put it in the description. And then it also comes with the knuckle, which is nice. And I was supposed to be able to clear, according to Fabtech's website, they said that with a 4.5-inch offset, which I'm at a 5-inch offset, or not offset, back spacing. With 4.5-inch back spacing, I should be able to clear 35s by 12.5 on an 18. And in actuality, and it said with minor trimming. And I asked the guys at Direct Auto, and they thought that since this, and I was also between a 305 by 70 R18 and with a smaller offset, and then this one with a 295 by 70 with a +1 offset. And I decided with this one because it kind of made more sense to me to go with a slightly thinner tire but a little bit more offset, because you get, I mean, it's not going to make much difference, but you get a little bit better gas mileage with a smaller tire. And I'm at like 11.7, 11.8 right now, which is not good at all. And you get really, I kind of like the look of a more stanced out rim with just a little bit more lip to it. But it wouldn't have been, I mean, it was the difference between half an inch. And so I figured that I would fit these tires no problem, no cutting. But Direct Auto did a great job with telling me, like they called me up there and said, hey, we may have to cut this. We're going to show you what we're going to do, and tell us if you're okay with it. And so I went up there after school and worked it all out, and I ended up having to cut a little bit off both the corners, and then they just left it in the front, which it's really rubbing only on the passenger side so far. Like this, there's no indentation, maybe a little bit of scrub right there, but like just enough to clean it. But the other side, it looks more like it's almost cut it a little bit. Like it's left like big grooves right there, so I don't even know, grind it down or something like that, or just push it in a little bit to make it where it isn't hitting. But it really only hits when I'm going like out of the driveway or something, so I'll probably just leave it. But alright, here it is. So again, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'm sorry I'm having to re-put this in there, but there are a few more things I'd forgotten to talk about. So this is Arkansas Mud Kings.